Hey there, what's happening? How's it going? So, in case you are new to this series of videos in India, then I have been recording various videos exploring around the very cute, peaceful, spiritual town of Pushkar here, around Pushkar Lake in the Thar Desert of Rajasthan. But this is going to be a short, simple video for a change, just talking about how to do laundry when traveling. So here in my very nice room with a nice large bathroom, which is great for washing clothes. And that is exactly what that bucket is for. Perhaps it is used for other purposes as well, but it should be a laundry bucket and clean, one can hope, but you can always just wash it out just to be on the safe side. But there are three basic ways to get your laundry done that I'm aware of. And so the first is to take your laundry to somebody else and have them wash it for you. So that is a common thing here in India, is the dobi wallas, they are called, the laundry washers. And so the common thing is that you would take your clothes to the dobi walla, and as far as finding out where that is, you just ask around, ask at your hotel, look for a sign on the street as you're walking around, and then you take your clothes to them, and then they will most likely say, come back tomorrow. They will then take your clothes down to probably one of the ghats at a river, a lake, a water tank of some kind. I don't believe that that is happening here at Pushkar Lake. I haven't seen anybody washing laundry there, which makes sense because it is a spiritual, holy town and lake. And so I'm assuming that laundry is being done elsewhere. But anyways, that's the basic concept. You take your clothes to somebody else and then leave it with them and come back later. Either they will wash it by hand, or perhaps they have a machine. Here in India, I think mostly being done by hand. So a few of the drawbacks of that option. So one is that you're going to have to wait 24 hours most likely. Now, just depends a lot on where you are. This is not a common thing in some countries, but most likely you're going to leave it and they're going to say come back the next day. But of course, there are places that have express wash and then you come back in a couple of hours. But if it's a 24-hour kind of a thing, then that is possibly an inconvenience, especially if you're somewhere that is going to be chilly in the evening, and then you want to leave, your whole dirty clothes collection with them, and then you're stuck having to kind of wear your shorts and maybe your jacket or something in the evening if it's chilly or whatever. And so that is one little bit of an inconvenience, is just having to not have your clothes for a full day. And then there are the issues of returning to get your clothing, and how that can sometimes be a bit of an issue, in which you go there, they're closed, they're not around, they say it's not quite done yet, come back in a few hours. And so not a big deal, but it can be, a bit of an annoyance if you spend a bit of your day just trying to get your laundry. You have to walk down there to the place and then wait and yada yada. So normally then things, go perfectly smooth. But another one is that the variability of the service. And so I've had a few bad experiences with leaving laundry with people and then getting it back, and it smells weird. You're not entirely sure if it was really washed properly. And once I got the clothes back and there were little tiny pieces of paper all embedded all throughout my clothes. Apparently, somehow, some kind of a piece of paper or cardboard or I don't know what must have ended up in the clothes. Maybe it was washed in a machine and then it got all spun around and chopped up, and then it was this whole pain in the butt getting the little pieces of paper or whatever it was off of my clothes. Also, some places in India, then they will put a little piece of thread sewn into each one of your pieces of clothing as a marker, because I guess they take, multiple different people's stuff down to the lake or river or whatever, And then in order to distinguish one person's stuff from another person's stuff, they have different colored thread sewn into your clothes, socks, underwear. And then you have to go through and take that out. And so another mild inconvenience. So anyways, you get the idea. It is a convenient thing to be able to just drop your stuff and then come back later and pick it up, but there are potential complications. And then number 2 is to go to a self-service laundromat. And we all know the basic situation with that. And so there aren't really any drawbacks to that other than you got to sit there and wait for your clothes for a couple of hours. But there's more reliability as far as knowing you're going to get your clothes fairly quickly, assuming that the machines don't, malfunction or something, but I've never had that happen, I don't think. So that is an affordable way and a fairly quick way, as long as there happens to be the machines nearby, which will not be the case here in India. I don't think it's a thing. Maybe in, Mumbai, Delhi or whatever, then they have some self-service laundromats, but I think that really just isn't a thing here in India. So which option you're going to use here really depends a fair amount on which country you're in, because there's different things that are more commonly available. Okay, number 3, and we get to the good bathroom for doing laundry, is you do it yourself in your room. And so that is the most common way that I wash most of my clothes. I was trying to remember if I've ever taken my laundry somewhere on this trip so far, or even done self-service. I remember in New Zealand once that I came across a laundromat and was considering making use of it, but I think that I didn't end up actually using it. So I might not have ever had my clothes done properly, and this is 3 months of traveling, but I have been washing things as I go along, and currently I have basically all nice clean clothes right now. So I will get to my number 1 tip when it comes to doing it yourself, which is to wash it in chunks. Don't wait until everything is dirty and then you have this big pile of stuff that needs to be washed, because it's just more of a chore, more of a pain, unless you just want to have a laundry day and then just get it all done at once. So that's perfectly fine. But I kind of prefer to just do a few items here, a few items there. And so here we have 2 different options here for doing it yourself. One is the bucket. So basic concept, you got the water there, put some soap in and wash it out, rinse it out, and then hang it up to dry. And so you have your various places. You got hooks here. You can hang stuff up there on the chair, and here there's actually a balcony, kind of, sorta, that has a rack, as you can see there, to dry your clothes. So that's super convenient. And so you use the bucket there, wash, hang up to dry. Another option is use the shower while you're taking a shower. So you're standing there, water and soap all over the place, just chuck a few things down on the floor there and then just let it get wet, and then afterwards, then you just stand there with the water still going and rinse it out, wring it out, chuck it over here, and then when you're done showering, then you just pick it up and dry it up there. It might depend on how dirty the clothes are. When it comes to, shirts that you wore out on a hike or whatever, and they're just sweaty, they're not actually dirty, then they just need a rinse out, basically, maybe a little bit of soap in there, so that's fine. If you have stuff that is more actually dirty, jeans that have gotten dirt on them, whatever, then you might want to make use of the bucket and get them fully soaked. One thing that you can do is fill up the bucket with water, then chuck all your clothes that you're going to wash in there, and just leave it to soak with soap inside there for some period of time. Half an hour, a couple hours, go out and do stuff, come back, and then over the course of that time of it sitting in the water there percolating, then it will just kind of be cleaning things on its own, and then make it a little bit easier for you to wash them by elbow grease muscle power when you come back. So that basically does it. Can't think of any other possible ways to get your laundry done. So it just depends on you know, how much money do you want to spend? If you're on a budget, you probably want to do it on your own, and then it's free. And how much time you have, where you are, what the weather is like, various factors. But you will sort of figure out just by being in a place what the various options are, and then you figure it out, and if nothing else, you can always just do it yourself. And so that is going to do it for today. I'm going to have a relaxing afternoon for the rest of the afternoon here, and then tomorrow possibly more adventures, but likely in the coming days I could slow down a bit and have some real days off, which was part of the plan for Pushkar, was to come here and have some genuinely relaxing days. And also I can only show so much of this town in multiple videos. So we'll see what happens next. Have a good one. See ya.